welcome to another edition of Market Marauders. We're beating the market one trade at a time. First things first, smash that subscribe button down below, like, comment, share. Let's dive into it. So today I'll be giving you my top 3 penny picks for the week. So let's start with number one. Number one is going to be ticker sign AVXL. So that's Anavix Life Sciences Corporation. So if we go and look at their chart, they're currently at $5. Their moving average 50 is $3.04. Their moving average 200 is $2.94. So they're above both their moving average 50 and their moving average 200. So if we go to another chart analysis of it, we can see that they had a breakout right around January 31st, and then another one around February 6th, and they've come out at $5. Now this is the price that it ended at on the 14th, and it's currently the 16th. So on Monday, we'll see where the price will be once the market opens. But let's dive into some news and get information as to why I chose them as one of my penny stocks for the week to look at. So if we go to their website, their press release, they recently have given their, on the 6th of February, they gave their 2020 first quarter physical results. So if we go and read some of the highlights from it, it says on February 3rd, 2020, we announced that the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, granted fast track designation for Anavex 2-73 clinical development program for the treatment of Rett syndrome. So basically, they got one of their drugs was approved by the FDA, so that's always a good news, especially for a drug company. Second bullet point, we announced January 8th, 2020, United States Patent and Trademark, basically U.S. PTO granted U.S. patent number to support Anavex leading drug candidate 272-73. So basically, they've gotten a patent for this drug, and then the FDA approved it. Then we can look at to the 27th, they announced that they have met their enrollment target for the drug, and this is the enrollment 2B-3 for the drug, which is 50% complete. So basically, this is just the process that they went through with this one drug. So they basically got it approved, they got it patented, and now they can start producing it. If we go to their financial highlights, cash and cash equivalent, $27 million at December 31st, 2019, compared to $22.2 million September 30th, 2019. So basically, they've grown about $5.3 million in cash and cash equivalent. It says they reported a net loss of $6.6 million or 0.12 per share in the first quarter of 2020 compared to a net loss of $6.9 million or 0.15 per share the first quarter of 2019. This decrease was due to an increased research and development initiative income. So basically, they have slowed their burn rate down to about $3 million. About $3 million. So from 6.69, not 3 million, $300,000. So this basically shows that they had a $300,000 difference in between their burn rate. So anytime a company stops, with their money burns as quick as possible, and the term money burn just basically means excessive expenditures or loss of money is a money burn. So if a company is going out and they have an expense that is really, really big, and if they can lower that expense, that would be like, in the same as this situation. So basically, they have slowed down their net loss compared to September of 2019. Research and development expenses were 6.3 million for the first quarter of 2019, as compared to 5.7 million in comparable periods. That number has increased, but when it comes to a drug company, R&D is like one of the most important things. So I think if that increases, I don't think it would be that bad, in my opinion, especially when they show that they have just developed a new drug and it's gotten patented and it was approved by the FDA. That's going to bring them income. In order to do that, you kind of need to expound on your R&D department. General and administration expenses were 1.4 million compared to 1.8 million. So they lowered the amount of general and administrative expenses, which is a good thing. The decrease is primarily due to lower non-cash stock-based compensation. So they've lowered the amount of money that they've had to pay in expenses and general. So that's a good thing as well. And the stock definitely reflected that. If we go back to this, they've been growing at a continuous rate from 290 to all the way up to $5, and I think they still have room to continue to grow. That's why I put them as one of my picks, or a first pick for um, the following week. So this next week, that's my first pick. And these picks are in no particular order, by the way. $5. Basically, they're at the cusp of still being a penny stock. Penny stock is like $5 and under. So I think once they go above here, they'll no longer be considered a penny stock. So um, still a lot of growth potential from this stock, and I think it's going to continue to grow for a little while based on the news that was given. So going into my number two stock. So for number two, I have ticker sign FBIO. So this is Fortress Biotech Incorporated. If we look at their moving average 50, it's $2.41. Moving average 200 is $1.80. And on Friday, the 14th, they ended the day at 296. So they are currently above both their moving average 200 and moving average 50. If we go look at their 3-month chart, it's been a pretty continuous pipeline of growth. They've had a couple of breakouts, about 3 peaks. So they kind of peaked out here December 5th. They kind of peaked out here around January 3rd. They had another peak right here around January 22nd. And they kind of peaked out here around February 14th. Uh, yeah, February 14th. So on Friday, they kind of peaked out at 305, and it went down a little bit to end the day at 294. So going into this, just basically looking at the stock, uh, we can see their growth, and I think it's going to continue to grow. In my opinion, I think they have a lot of growth potential, and based on these breakouts, I think it still has room to grow breakout wise, and it's given a strong buy signal as well. So if we see aftermarket, they closed, it went up 17 cents, and I think it's going to continue to grow on that as well. So going into one of the press releases from them, if we look at on here, it says Avenue Therapeutics announces new drug application for IV tramadol accepted for review by FDA. So basically, they have a drug that's been accepted for review by the FDA. Once that happens, this was on the 13th, so this is 3 days ago. So I think once that news happens, if the drug was accepted or not, then the stock will shoot up. There'll probably be another breakout as well. So now is probably a pretty good time to buy in while that's still going on. So, you know, if we look at it from the other company, the ticker sign AVXL, we see the basically a dramatic impact from where a company gets a drug approved by the FDA. The stock shot up all the way to $5, and it's no longer a penny stock. So now, if you get in now while it's still 296, before it has that next spike up, then you can definitely gain profits when it comes to that. So that's why I have them as my number two pick on here for next week. Moving into my third pick for next week, we got ticker sign CPAH, and that's Counterpath Corporation. If we look, they are above their moving average 50 and moving average 200. They moving average 50 is 169. Moving average 200 is 142. They ended the week at 244, which is not too bad. They gapped up quite a bit and then went back down. So going to another chart analysis, right around January 8th, they gapped up, went all the way to 389. Yeah, we said it's about 389, 391, and then went down, got back up to 263 to end the day at 244 on Friday. So it went down some more aftermarket, but I think it still has potential to get back up. CPAH is Counterpath Corporation. So let's dive into the financials to dive into some of the press releases to see why I picked them as my number three uh, penny stock for the week. So this is on February 13th, 2020. Counterpath Securities 5-year deal with Vodafone Fiji to extend superior quality voice services to consumers. Vodafone Fiji, so that's Counterpath, Bria Mobile, and Stretto platform solution to offer secure, reliable voice calling for up to 700,000 customers in South Pacific region. So 700,000 customers are basically going to be adding to um, the revenue of Counterpath. So Counterpath, I think the revenue is going to continue to grow based on this 5-year deal, and it's not a small deal. 5 years is a long time. They're serving a lot of customers. On here it says within its population spread across more than 100 islands, Fiji provides challenging geographical environment for infrastructure developments. However, pricing reduction and increased bandwidth availability have caused mobile broadband penetration to increase in recent years, with Vodafone Fiji being country's leader provider of mobile voice and service data. Counterpath mobile applications facilitate high quality, reliable voice and video calling in a variety of HD codecs, while in Streeto platform services will offer insightful user experience metrics and analysis and facilitate mobility throughout the South Pacific. So basically, they have the market on lock, really, as it comes to mobile services. So, it's kind of a niche market in here in the islands, but if they're the sole provider, then the income is going to be going directly to them, and this is for 5 years. So um, basically till 2025 they'll have these contract and they'll have this revenue continue to come in. So that's a good thing for the company in the long term, and I definitely could see more profits coming in and the stock rising based on just this article itself. But if we go to another article, this is on January 9th, so this is a little far back, and it's also around the time that the company spiked up. So this is like the day that it spiked up. This was the article that basically made the spike. Counterpath was chosen by Honeywell to create unified communications (UC) solutions for mobile devices and handheld scanners. So Counterpath selected to create smart talk and comprehensive communication solutions that provide voice, video calling, messaging, and presence to handheld computing and scanning devices. So Honeywell is a really big company. They're multi-million-dollar company, and for them to choose a company like Counterpath, which is not that big, just basically speaks volumes. And whatever development comes from this, I think will be beneficial for both companies. And I think for Counterpath, and specifically, I think for Counterpath, it's going to be a really huge deal. So that's why the stock shot up. It gapped up so much, and I think we definitely haven't seen uh, the revenue income from this. So I think between those two things combined together, uh, with the Fiji deal and as well as the Honeywell deal, I think we can see this company being more profitable and definitely worth more than 244. Excuse me, guys. So you know I think they'll be doing good in the future, and they'll have a lot of things uh, when it comes to profitability. I think they'll definitely be valued a lot more than what they are now. I think they're valued, in my opinion, I think they're undervalued for what they're doing. And if we look at another gap up, they've reached 541, and I don't think that's that big of a number to set a mark for them reaching in the future when it comes to their developments. So I hope this video helped, guys. You know, these stocks aren't that expensive. 244. This one is $5. Another one's 296. So you guys just keep an eye out on these. I think they're still going to continue to grow, and good luck trading out there. Make sure you hit the subscribe button down below, like, comment, share, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.